You are doing everything you're supposed to be doing after your divorce. You're journaling, you're talking it through, you're working on yourself, going to therapy, hitting the gym, staying strong for everyone else, and yet you don't actually feel better. I mean, you're functioning, you're productive. You might even be proud of how well you're handling it and quietly wondering, why do I still feel so raw when I'm doing all the right things? In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 things that look like healing, things everyone encourages, that can quietly keep you circling in the pain instead of moving through it. And if you're in the first 1 to 6 months after divorce, this is the exact window where these patterns are the sneakiest. So stay with me. First, let's ground something important. In the early months after divorce, your nervous system is still in shock. You're managing logistics, lawyers, money, kids, housing, and your identity just went through a huge shift. And most women here are not doing anything wrong. In fact, the women that I work with in this phase are usually highly functioning and super self-aware. They're used to figuring things out. So when something hurts and doesn't get resolved quickly, their natural instinct is to manage harder. And this is why so many smart, capable women feel so confused by how long this is taking, not realizing that their very own strengths have quietly turned into survival strategies. Now, my goal here isn't to take your tools away from you, it's to help you notice where these might be working against you and show you a few simple shifts that actually support healing. So let's start with the first one. Mistake number 1, turning healing into a full-time job. On paper, you're crushing healing. You're in therapy, you're reading the books, you're listening to the podcast, you're doing all the routines, the affirmations, morning rituals, night rituals. It looks like the gold star of healing. But here's the trap. Healing becomes another performance, another productivity project. You may be thinking, if I just do enough of the right things, I'll finally feel okay. If you notice you feel anxious on days you don't journal, process, or optimize, this one might be for you. Instead of letting pain move through you, you're trying to manage it. And the hidden cost here is emotional numbness. You stay busy and distracted while disconnecting from yourself. So here's the shift. A few times a week, I want you to ask yourself, am I trying to heal or am I avoiding my feelings? Keep the therapy, keep the resources, but add unstructured emotional space. No learning, no fixing. Allow yourself to just fully feel, maybe during a walk or in the shower, in the car, maybe. You don't need to manage your pain. You're allowed to be human in it. And remember, you need to feel to fully heal. All right, let's move on to mistake number 2, journaling every detail of your divorce. Now, journaling is often treated like a sacred rule of healing. Write it out. Get it on paper. It's cathartic. But here's what happens for women who already overthink. If your brain is replaying the divorce on a loop, you may be telling yourself, if I just understand it well enough, it will finally stop hurting. Rehearsing the past isn't the same as processing the past. You've just given your overthinking a nicer notebook. So if you finish journaling feeling more activated, more angry, or more stuck in the past, that's your sign. And the hidden cost here is that your identity stays anchored in what happened instead of who you're becoming. So here's how to shift it. First, time box your journaling, 10 to 15 minutes. Then the journal closes. And second, try changing the prompt. So instead of using the question, what happened or why did this happen? Try starting your journalings with, what do I need right now? Or what did I handle well today? What part of me am I learning to trust? That turns journaling from reopening wounds into gentle reorganization, bringing you out of the past and into the present moment. As you're listening, just notice, which one are you already bracing against? That's usually the one asking for your attention. All right, let's get back to it. Mistake number 3, venting as a lifestyle. Now, venting matters. You need people who can hear your anger, your grief, your confusion. But here is where it flips. When every conversation becomes a recap of your ex, you're not processing. You're going back into rehearsing. You may be telling yourself, if I just explain it one more time, they'll finally get to understand how much this hurts. If you walk away from a conversation feeling more activated, your nervous system is still in fight mode. The hidden cost here is that the anger never gets a chance to settle. So here's a shift. You can keep the venting, that's important, but add a pivot. After you tell your story, ask, what would actually support me today? You can even tell your close friends, if I start looping again, can you please help me redirect instead of feeding into it? The story still matters, of course, but it doesn't have to be the centerpiece of every conversation. Mistake number 4, only sweating out emotions. This one resonates with me the most personally. So many women after divorce turn into intense exercise. They do the hard runs, the boot camps, the heavy lifting, anything that feels like I'm getting my power back. And yes, movement is powerful, but when intense workouts are the only outlet, your body can stay locked in fight mode and you don't give your system a chance to regulate. Your mind knows that if you stop, you will have no other choice or no other place to go but to feel your emotions. And that is super uncomfortable. So the body learned, don't stop, keep going. Don't feel. Movement is medicine. But if movement is the only medicine, your body may never learn that stillness is a safe place. So here's the shift. Keep the strong workouts, but add contrast. Once or twice a week. Include slow walk, a gentle stretch, any type of restorative movement. This could be yoga or even Pilates. And after the movement, I want you to ask, do I feel more settled or more wound up? Your body will know before your mind has a chance to process. So don't underestimate your body's intelligence. And lastly, mistake number 5, the I'm fine woman. This one shows up constantly in the first 6 months. You're holding everything together, the kids, work, bills, schedules, legal details, and people say, you're so strong. I don't know how you're doing it. And the inner dialogue sounds like everyone else needs me to hold it together. I'll fall apart later. From the outside, it looks like resilience. But chronic busyness and over-responsibility are often socially rewarded ways of numbing out. If the only time you feel the weight is late at night or alone in your car, your system hasn't had space to land. This was the hardest one for me to admit in my own process. And the hidden cost here is loneliness. You're surrounded by people, but carrying everything alone. So here's a shift. Allow yourself to say yes to one offer of support this week. Let someone help and practice an answer that's more honest than I'm fine. Maybe it's I'm managing, but it's really hard. Or I'm okay today and honestly, it tends to come in waves. That small truth releases pressure your nervous system has been carrying quietly. So here's what I want you to leave with. Healing after divorce isn't about doing more. It's about creating enough safety for your nervous system to finally let go. Most women see themselves in more than just one of these mistakes. And if I'm being fully honest, I've had all 5 during my divorce. And that is totally normal. So I would love to see if I'm alone on this one or if these resonate with you. So comment below with the number or the name that fits you best. Number 1 is the project healer. 2, the journaling loop. 3, the venting cycle. 4, the angry athlete. Or are you more like a 5, the superwoman mask? Or maybe you're like me and you have all of them in you. And tell me which one you want me to break down next with a step-by-step rewiring plan. Leave it in the comments below so I know how to support you best. I'll see you there.